We interrupt our program to bring you this important message.
You are listening to The Underground Marketing Conspiracy, a secret ritual where entrepreneurs acquire highly classified and confidential business knowledge that the top 1% of income earners don't want you to know. And now, your host, Maddie Milligan.
Qu'est-ce qui se passe, mon conspirateur et ma conspirateuse? Bienvenue à Conspiration de Marketing Souterrain. Woo! I bet you didn't think that I spoke French, did you? You learn something new every single day, don't you, though? Anyways, today I want to talk about video sales letters and how to create them. So you can hire someone to do it if you really want to. Honestly, this is a business model that you could probably start yourself. If you want a very inexpensive business to start, yeah, this is it. And you can mark it up if you just want to outsource it and get other people to do it. Very easy. So many other companies out there. And yeah, we're just going to go into this. Now, the reason why I'm going to tell this to you is because I've been doing one with a client. So it's been something where he hired 2 other people as part of the project to do it. And he sent them to me and he was just like, I don't like these. And I'm like, all right, let me see. They can't be that bad. And watch them. I'm like, okay, you're right. These are not the best. So what I did was like, I'm all right, just like, whatever. I'll just write the script. Here we go. Give this to me. I'll write it and I'll do the whole thing because I know how to do this really quickly. And he's like, okay, like, are you sure? And I'm like, if I need any other resources, I'm just going to do it. And the main thing was that the script just had too much techno babble in it. B, the audio quality was not the highest, and the voiceover was just not great. So it was like one guy doing everything, and I really don't like that. I've never tried to be the voiceover for the video sales letter. So here's the process that I use, and I actually created a Trello card to just map all of this out. So step number 1 is you need to write the script. This is so important. You need to follow one of the formulas I've talked about in the past, right? I would just, as an example, start with IDA. Attention, interest, desire, action. Very straightforward. I believe I've shared my spicy meatball sales letter formula as well, which is called a pasta. And it goes like this. It goes P is for the problem. A is for adjudicate. S is for a solution. T is for a testimonial. And A is for a call to action. And that is such a simple formula. I follow it all the time. There are many, many, many different ones that you can do. But that's kind of my main go-to one that I honestly use a lot. So whatever the formula is that you want to choose for the sales letter. And again, this is usually something where it needs to be very fast, right? I think between 1,000 to 2,000 words should suffice. Maybe a few minutes long. Anything longer than that, I would really consider it a webinar. Sure, webinar, you could consider it. It's the classic formula where it's usually 1.5 to 3 hours. I'd say that's a webinar, but I've seen some video sales letters that are pretty long as well, where they're 30 to 40 minutes. So I guess those are still technically video sales letters, but you can still say a lot in a few minutes with your VSL. So once you have that script written, and again, you need to make sure that it's written well, read it out loud a few times yourself. This is a big step. Have the script, read it out loud, because that's what I did. I had it and I read it loud. And I'm like, okay, this doesn't sound good. Tweak it, da-da-da-da. Because if you're going to read it, then when you actually go to record it, it's not going to be that great. So once you have the script, you want to give it to your client. They're going to approve it. And you're like, all right, awesome. Now I got this sweet script. So now what do you do with this script? Do you record it yourself? Do you start editing it? What are you going to do? So you could record it yourself. If you have a very sweet voice and you have a voice for radio, as they say, which means that you're not necessarily the best looking. But anyways, that's a whole other story. So what I like to do, though, is I like to go to Fiverr.com and hire people to do this. And again, I am not an affiliate of Fiverr. Use their platform a lot for smaller jobs. And go there and find a freelancer. Now, in this case, I wanted a female voice. So that's what I did. But you've probably heard on my podcast that I got someone to do the intro. And you know what? I hired them on Fiverr. And the guy was awesome. I think I paid him like 20, $30. I don't remember, but yeah, I paid him and he just did it. I'm like, okay, this guy has a super deep voice and he kind of fits what I'm looking for. So I hired him and then he recorded it and he's like, hey, Maddie, here's your awesome voiceover. All right, are you ready? Here we go. You are listening to The Underground Marketing Conspiracy, a secret ritual where entrepreneurs acquire highly classified and confidential business knowledge that the top 1% of income earners don't want you to know. And now, your host, Maddie Milligan. So I hired that guy on Fiverr. Now, one thing, because I'm a straight guy, when I go on Fiverr, my eyes are drawn to the cute women. I'm not going to lie. If I see a very cute, attractive blonde woman, especially one with a southern accent, yeah, that's kind of the women that I like. I'm not going to lie. I'm a Canadian guy. When I hear women with a southern accent, I don't know, they're just very, yeah, it's sexy. It's like, it's amazing. All right. So anyways, let's move on. So don't be biased. Like, don't go out there. If you're looking for it and you see this like super handsome guy, he could go on there and be like, hi, what's up? It's me, Steve. And then it's over and you're not going to make any, your client's not going to make any sales and you're not going to make any sales when you hire Stevie. All right. So what you want to do is you want to listen to a few of them. Don't just pick the first one that looks good. One of my friends, actually, let's tell a quick story about this guy. He's one of my oldest friends, high school friends, funniest dude I've probably ever met in my entire life. I wish he would start a YouTube channel and he would absolutely crush it. I don't know, he used to be on, he did some movies and way back in the day, like 25 plus years ago, and he's just the funniest dude ever. I wish he had a YouTube channel. Very offensive, but nonetheless very funny. So when we were in high school, he would call and order pizza, and he would always get it, and he'd be like, oh, and he'd be like, yo, Maddie. And I'm like, what? And he'd be like, yo, this woman, she sounds sexy. And I would crack up. And then he would order the pizza, and he'd be like trying to flirt with this woman over the phone. And then he would hang up and be like, dude, she sounded so hot. And again, maybe she was, maybe she wasn't. It didn't matter. She had one of those voices, right? So think about that. When you're getting that person for the voiceover, make sure that they have that specific voice, okay? Like, make sure it has that tone, make sure that it has the right inflection that you're looking for, and explain to them what you need when you finally do hire them, all right? So it's like, okay, now I've chosen my person, here we go, here's the instructions, you need to give it to them, being like, hey, here's what we're looking for, here's kind of the main messaging that we need to get home, read it quickly, read it slowly, whatever it is, speak in the right way, and give them the right instructions that you need. And I would always recommend getting 1 or 2 revisions just in case. With their message them before you actually hire them. Be like, hey, do you have any revisions? Oh, you do? All right, sweet. All right, so then you give it to them. They record it. Usually it takes 2 or 3 days. They send it back to you, and you're like, sweet, got my script. Go to your client again. Make sure that they approve it. And then, boom. Now you got your awesome audio file, right? Get it in a WAV file format. I totally recommend that. You can easily convert the WAV into MP3, but I would just get the WAV format from everyone. It's just higher quality. Don't get FLAC. Not a good idea. .flac. Don't do that. It's a disaster. So you got your WAV file. Now what do you do with this, all right? Are you going to go and create it? So you have a few options here. What I used to do, which is the worst idea in the entire world, don't do this, all right? I'm letting you don't do this. What you don't want to do is you don't want to go like me. I used to do this 3.5 years ago, and you want to open up Final Cut Pro and start editing this yourself and adding all the caption yourself. That is the worst idea. It takes forever. It'll still look good in the end if you know how to edit video like I do, but it's going to take you forever. It takes, it's such, oh my, man. Don't do that, all right? What you should do is, there's a couple of options. If you want an animated video, like an explainer video, and you have that script, there's an awesome site I recommend, all right? If you don't know about this, and I can't believe I think I've talked about this once before, Envato is the sneeze, okay? Envato is so awesome. They have a bunch of things there. So they have Theme Forest, which has all their themes. This is for WordPress themes and Shopify themes and BigCommerce themes, Magento, whatever it is for a website. You can just buy these pre-made themes for like 50, a couple $100, whatever it is. Cool. Then they have Code Canyon where you can get code. They have Audio Jungle where you can get these little audio sound bites. And then they have graphics, which is Graphic River. Video Hive is video. What's the photos one? I forget what that one's called. Let's just open this up really quickly. Photodune. And then they have 3D files. Yeah, good old 3D files, which is 3D Ocean. So Envato is absolutely amazing. I think, from what I remember, Graphic River is the one that has all the animations. Let's just take a quick look here. I think it's Graphic River. It might be the videos, though. Honestly, it doesn't matter what it is. So go there. You just go to Envato. I'm pretty sure it's either, again, Video Hive or it's Graphic River. Go to one of those two, and you can get animations. You get these packs, and then you can go on Fiverr again and then hire an animator. So you're just like, hey, here's my pack. You need to check, by the way, with these packs that you buy, check the licenses, because sometimes they'll only let you use it once, sometimes they'll let you use it multiple times, whatever it is. Just make sure that you're reading the license before you go ahead and invest in that. So now you have, again, your audio file, you have your audio, your animation pack. You have those two things. Give it to your animator, get them to animate it, and then send them back to you. Boom. Now you got it. So that's your first option. The other one is there's an awesome tool called Easyvsl. This is basically, you take your script that you have in the audio file, you put it into Easyvsl, and it's just going to match your script with the audio, and you just need to change it in a few things and manually change when you want the slides, and in a couple of minutes you have your VSL, and you can choose a custom presentation, and this way you're getting a whiteboard presentation, like a PowerPoint style presentation done so quickly. That way, if you want to save some money, again, you don't want to hire an animator, you don't want to get an audio, you don't want to get one of those animation packs, cool, man. You don't want to hire an animator, totally understand that. If you're on a very tight budget, like I said, you can use, what's it called? You can use Final Cut Pro if you really need to, or Adobe, whatever it is. It doesn't really matter. All right, so then at that point, now you've gotten it to Easyvsl. Guess what? Now you just download it. That's all you need to do. So you can download again. If you do the animator route or you get a video editor, get them to send it back to you. Sweet. Now you have that final MP4 file. Now all you need to do is upload it to a video service. So which one should you use? So you could use YouTube again if you're on a budget. The problem with that is it's going to show your channel name in the top left no matter what. You can't really turn that off. I think there is a way where you can add some code from what I remember, but it doesn't matter. The problem too is if you're using something like ClickFunnels, which I always use, you put that VSL on that page. You can't get it to autoplay in some cases. I don't like autoplay. I don't want it so that when someone just lands on a page, something autoplays. I personally don't like that. It just startles me. So you can do that. If you do want to do that, you can use something like Vimeo or you can use Wistia. Those are both paid services you'd need, and the benefit of those is you can kind of customize it. You can turn off all the controls so that the person only has the option to just click on the video to start and stop it. And there you have it. That's all you really need to create a video sales letter from beginning to end. Like, that is it. So I just gave you basically a free business model you can use, and it doesn't really cost anything to get started. Go ahead and find a client and be like, hey man, I'm going to create you this awesome video. They're like, how much? And you're like, $500? And they're like, great. And you're like, okay, give me the money, please. And then they give it to you. And then there you go. You made your first sale. Yeah. Hope you enjoyed today's episode of The Underground Marketing Conspiracy. If you did, I want you to consider subscribing. Consider leaving an awesome review talking about how amazing I am, or talking about how crappy I am. If you don't like me, I'd like some feedback. And if you did like this as well, maybe consider sharing with a friend. Maybe you want to listen to some additional episodes as well. My name is Matty Milligan, by the way. You can find out more about me by visiting mattymilligan.com. And I will see you next time on another episode of The Underground Marketing Conspiracy. Woo!